welcome, ladies. Welcome, ladies. As you can see tonight, you have a very active, a nice panel here.
We got rid of the Spanish. We got rid of the Spanish. They said it had no locals, so I said, all right. I'm going to hunt for all the locals.
Cool. So, we're going to go around the table. Is your boy Baz?
Two, man. Too easy on everything.
Yeah, just for Mr. Bazi. We'll be all right. All right, Mr. Bazi and everything, and we're good to go. Introduce yourself, my dear.
Jaycell, on Instagram is Jaycell Maria.
Yeah. So, what we wanted to say, of course, your name, your age, sexual orientation, and your social media handles. All right?
Okay.
So, you miss out too.
I'm 30 and sexual orientation straight.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Monique, my dear.
I am Monique. My handle on Instagram is Lil J 21 _.
Okay.
I am 29 years old and I am straight.
Excellent.
Why do you pause?
Because, it is how it is, I guess.
Is that next spectrum?
Not really. I definitely am straight.
Right.
I do appreciate that there's some attractive women that even I find are like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty. But I can't have a girlfriend.
I had a girlfriend at a point
I
in
can't have a
time.
girlfriend.
Once upon a time.
You know, interesting, Boda. Remember, like, when we'd be in school, that was like I think it was like a once in a while.
Yeah.
And then 1 week happened and everybody turned bisexual.
Yeah.
But,
Like, all the girls was bi.
Never. And I actually never even had like a real experience with a female or anything like that.
Oh.
I appreciate their physical, you know.
You know, going to happen, right? They're going to get down in the DM now, you know.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but they will get denied, so it's okay.
So, this is not the first time it was.
Yeah, I've been approached before, you know.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't read it.
I guess.
Must be nice to be a female.
Yeah.
You know?
Really?
You get track more one thing. Men don't get that.
I guess, yeah.
I mean, if the female tracking you as a man, it's usually red flag females.
Well,
So,
Them PNM females on them now, you know, the red flag. Yeah. It's usually that.
yeah, them.
There's always some backstory behind that pretty face. You'll be like, oh, for
Yeah,
me? And then
oh
I thought I was
gosh,
special,
the
but-
trauma.
there's some traumatic experience coming on you.
Right now you
Yeah.
went like a hour-long Tinder date. This is what it's going to sound like. You know,
Yeah.
you went on a Tinder date before?
Not really, no.
Good. You're missing out on nothing. Trust me.
So I've heard.
Because you just hear trauma in the first 15.
It's always trauma. Like, the world just full of trauma. And
I mean, it is, It is.
Yeah, it's definitely.
She's trying to egg in. Like I just
I
want.
just, yeah.
She's
Okay.
zoning.
She have the mischievous smile on her face. She just out there.
Right now,
I have been on Tinder dates. It's nothing.
It's nothing.
you get the trauma. You get the trauma.
I get bored of random people, so I just
That
left
is
them off
facts,
really
you know.
quickly.
To explain.
The whole trying to get to know somebody new all the time, is like right through the exact same conversation over and over, and that's the only thing that happens on Tinder.
Okay.
Oh, seriously? Oh, okay. Well, my Tinder experience was different, but okay. Tinder's different for other people.
Men, I guess.
What was your Tinder experience then?
What do you think it was?
I don't know. Asking.
What it ended?
I think you need to enlighten them about
No.
the masculine Tinder.
No, masculine Tinder, when it now came out, it was like, especially if you're in the States or North America, is link, clink, and then you just meet and
Right.
then go their separate ways.
Hook up
Right.
website. Yeah.
So when it came down to Trinidad, no, it started like that, and then now it's like, oh, I want to get to know you. Thing. It's like, what's this? or what's this get to know thing?
And you weren't on that.
Nobody is on that on Tinder. Why are you going on a Tinder date? That is weird. That is honestly. You're just supposed it was designed to do one thing.
Right. But I mean, I guess it could evolve. Something could change a bit.
Did you enjoy
It's
your
up
Tinder
to
date?
you how you decide to use it, I guess.
Did you enjoy the Tinder date? That's a no.
I mean, it's because how I wouldn't often say yes to a Tinder date. Asking me out on a date isn't that simple, I guess.
Yeah, they keep
Yeah.
just saying the same thing, and then you realize it's just one
No,
thing
for
they
real.
want, and it's just off. So it's like,
So,
yeah.
all right. This is the age-old question on the podcast, right? What is the cost of the Ford Focus? Do you understand what I mean by that?
Hit me that again.
What is the cost
So a Ford Focus was a car that was
marketed?
So
marketed,
happy
and it had a whole
pass now.
You only know.
I looked at it.
Yeah.
No, all right. So you back in the day, well, we old enough to remember that it had a whole commercial ad campaign was like focus on more focus and we will do for the Ford
What you
Focus.
do it for the folk, yeah.
So
Remember
then,
No.
Okay.
nah, because nobody wanted a Ford Focus.
Right.
So now I just compare it to like a female, basically, that she would come and say, well, you have to take me out on 3 dates. You have to take me out on, you have to go get 2 gyros.
Everybody has a price.
Everybody has a price. But then I
Sure.
realize, well, the car is 50K or whatever. It's 50K for me, 50K for Basi. For Gyal now, okay, how much I get with you? Well, Basi just had to carry him out one night. But me, I had to carry out for a whole month, 3 months, and I might even get to buy the car. And then
Okay.
a third person, you paying for them to take you out. And then a fifth person, you getting it for free.
Okay, I follow you.
So the spectrum of that is why we like, it needs to be a standard price.
Why does
Well-
it have to be standard?
This is where we will chime in, right? Okay, so if it's not standard, then of course we're going to have to agree that not all men are equal, all right?
Sure.
So it's different levels of men that you'll be given different attention to.
And I mean, it's not just the man. Not everybody's communication style is equal. Not everybody's aura and energy is equal. Not everybody's way of speaking is equal. So therefore, so that's why it might take
She's staying in the
somebody.
tree. She's staying in the tree and acting and playing sniper
So
from
we have
far.
a snipes?
You have a sniper.
All right, cool,
And
cool.
not everybody's anything is equal. It really depends, you know. So that's why the forward you might give somebody in 20 minutes
Yeah.
might not match someone who's been messaging you day after day for the past 3 months.
So you have people who's messaging you day after day after day.
There may be some that would try because, you know, that's what they are chasing.
But-
Even if you say no, that's still what they want. So they still message you.
So then, with that regard, no, that means it would have somebody that could talk to you. You would see them, okay, 2 minutes, drop yours.
No.
And that's my problem because then I have always seen, and I'm not lying, every single girl I know that is super classy. So you super classy. I was like, I'll never do these things. And then I will always be at the right place at the wrong time to see her not being classy.
Well, then I guess I can't say like 100% that will never happen.
Thank
you know,
you.
you really can't say that. But then at the same time, too, like I'm saying, what if for that one particular person, something about the way the conversation was going, something about that energy, the connection between the two of you
Good
was
conversation.
different? Truly. If I'm speaking for myself, somebody could be fine, like real attractive. I mean, attractive people, I have attractive friends. I'm an attractive person. Attractive is the standard. You know what I mean? So it definitely has to go past that. Because attractive is everywhere. Trinidad has real attractive men and real attractive women.
Gargoyles.
You know, no, there are definitely some
Not
very
when
attractive.
not when he Juve party started reach
Well,
4
I heard
o'clock
that
and 5
one.
o'clock.
I heard y'all talk about
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
And the
man.
gargoyles. And
Yeah,
them.
no.
Let's come out.
No, they're stone by day, warriors by night.
Wow. Warrior by night.
I've seen that. Like as soon as the sun comes up, it's like, oh my
Oh,
God, who are
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
See, I was waiting on you.
yeah.
Like this little time.
That's why I had to stop drinking. After that, I was like,
I get
no.
that. I get that.
Good.
Yeah.
So
Good.
what we're gonna get into now is our rapid fire segment, right? Of course, this segment is sponsored by Raw Dog TT. Just look it up on Instagram, Raw Dog TT, for all your dog feeding needs, right? Our rapid fire question segment is based on 10 questions, either or. All right. Firstly, we're not going to deliberate too long on these questions. You just answer and we shoot it from the hip. Okay? So,
No BS.
No BS.
No BS. It's A or B.
right?
Okay.
Don't be spontaneous and try to be too overcomplicated. It's simple.
Yeah.
Right? Honesty is of paramount importance. Don't skip in. We can't skip any questions, right? You have to answer them.
All right.
Right?
Oh.
Yeah, right? And enjoy, have a good time with it.
Okay.
It's simple questions. I don't,
Ready.
Already.
nervous, like, oh God. All right, so we started with Monique first. All right? Since she was the sniper in the tree, we figure is the one up in the tree with the big long 50 cal.
Ding ding.
Okay.
Right?
Ding ding.
Good. So when you're ready, just say shoot.
Shoot.
Okay. Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Beach or hike?
Hike.
Favorite book or movie?
Book.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Toyota or Mercedes?
Toyota.
Fine dining or home cooked food?
Home cooked food.
Messi or Cristiano?
Whoa. That's his style?
Messy.
Oh, okay. Broke loyal boyfriend or rich cheating husband?
Broke my boyfriend.
Housewife or boss bitch?
Boss bitch.
Backshot or missionary?
Missionary.
I think that was our lie there. Okay.
All right.
No, yeah.
So you get a preview of what's to come, right? Good. So we're going from here. Tell me when you're ready to shoot or shoot?
Shoot.
Back shot or missionary?
Back shot.
Housewife or boss bitch?
Boss bitch.
Broke loyal boyfriend or rich cheating husband?
The broke loyal boyfriend.
Fine dining or home cook please?
Home cook.
Messi or Cristiano?
Cristiano.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Toyota or Mercedes?
Toyota.
Favorite book or movie?
Movie.
Beach or hike?
Beach.
Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
All right, good.
Speed.
Congratulations, ladies. You have been the first two women to complete our rapid fire questions.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we went.
nice.
So basically, we went and got a nice little psychologist. So we know way more about you based on those. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So these questions were based on.
Did they need the Android or iPhone?
Yeah, we didn't need to use the Android iPhone. But these questions were based on trying to hone in on your personality types. All right. Being the well-adjusted ladies that you are, you kind of stop it. Being the well-adjusted ladies that you are, you all went to the safer side of things, right? Meaning that I will only give you one little insight. When you say, of course, this is the most controversial one: the broke loyal boyfriend or the rich cheating husband. We need to examine that a little bit further.
Of course.
All right.
Yeah. Hopefully.
So we're gonna pick on that number because I want to find out from you why
Sure.
you're choosing a broke loyal boyfriend over the rich cheating husband.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jaycell.
Yeah, but like, what's he like?
When I say he's broke, it's not that he has no money.
Yeah. When we say broke,
He's a bum.
like a bum.
Bum.
But then he wouldn't be my boyfriend.
You see the? So you're
Yeah, but you see, we didn't know what broke means.
bum loyal boyfriend or rich cheating
But,
husband.
you're changing the thing
No,
now.
that's
'cause
what broke
bum
is.
loyal.
He's a brokey.
Bum loyal
Yeah,
boyfriend.
So what does that mean? That means like
He-
he
Listen,
has no
listen.
job.
Like me.
Is
He's
your
unemployed.
Like me, I work CPEP right now.
All right.
So I trying to reassess my life goals and these kind of things. But I really like pottery and painting. But I like also cleaning
You need to
parks.
stop it though.
I like to clean parks and wake up 6 o'clock and work for 4 hours a day. That's my life goal. That's all I want to do in life.
Yeah.
And I am also your man.
Okay, so here's why I could say broke boyfriend
Bum.
for now.
Bum.
Well, when I
Loyal
said
boyfriend.
yes, I said it's a broke. I didn't say it's a bum, you know? But
And I love Jordans and also smoking marijuana all day. And
We adding on so much details
that's
to
bum,
this
bum.
person. Like, why?
Yeah,
Listen,
you know,
yeah, look how you get all the buttons good.
it's your
Pause.
car, your house,
You
your
pay the
job.
bills.
your bills.
He lives with you.
His clothes
basically
have
this will
been
never
bought by
be
you.
me. These things.
You've never,
Never say never.
maintained a man?
No.
Never.
Never ever.
You never will?
Okay, so. Okay, so. I mean, in a situation like, firstly, I would not end up with somebody just like that. I wouldn't even end up in a relationship if he doesn't have a job.
Next
you
thing he's
know,
a
like-
scammer.
That's his job.
Well,
I run a
and I know about it.
No, I run a goose gang in my CPEP. So
But I know about it. Well, then we're not together.
we have.
That will-
But I love
No,
you. But I love you.
Okay,
So
love,
herein-
love is wonderful.
So herein lies the dilemma. That is the option versus the rich man who is your husband.
Basically, the reason, next reason. So I have experienced before guys with money. You know, they like me, they offer me this, they could buy me that, and it's lovely. Thank you, wonderful.
Money, man.
But I've experienced that kind of guy with a terrible personality and
Terrible.
a terrible
You experienced
mindset.
that as well?
Oh, definitely.
And I have said no to that more than once.
When you say
And
money, what are we talking
Yeah,
about?
what kind
No,
of money
like
we dealing
legit,
with?
when
Millions.
I'm not even
Yeah.
talking about millions. I'm talking about a guy. Let's say a guy. He has a pretty good stable job, and then he has like a business on his side, and he's comfortable.
No, we
for the
talking
money.
about money. Like,
Well, you see, y'all now giving context.
Of course.
So,
well, when I say rich, wealthy, wealthy
yeah, but there's a
husband.
difference between rich and wealthy.
Oh my word.
Don't worry, it's all good, right? Because
Oh
at the
my
end of the
word.
day, what we're trying to get at is that what's more important to a woman, resources or that man who you could predict his behavior?
I guess for me, because of the position I put myself in, like I assets. I have my job. I have my stuff. In the event that, let's say I have rich husband and he's cheating and then we're not together anymore, I don't want to end up in a situation where my whole life is now apart. Everything has fallen apart because I've lost him. You know, so that's not me. I wouldn't put myself in that position. So I think based on what's important to me and what I need in my life right now, I would choose the broke boyfriend and, you know, see what we could build, see what we could work towards. And if that does not work out, well, then the relationship just does not end. But I will still be okay enough to function, you know, because I have my shit together.
You know how many? Countless unfulfilled.
Sniper, that's true. In the tree. Okay.
I just hear in bullets passing.
We see in the tree, don't worry.
Countless unfulfilled women in relationships currently in our modern day, right? Where they have a man and he basically has no ambition to go anywhere.
Right, yeah.
Right? They would say certain things, do certain things on this man or to this man. But the point is, that is unfulfilling just the same as the rich.
Facts.
Right. So when you weigh the two, which one would you prefer?
Because based on what you're saying there, you like movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
You like The Notebook?
Yeah.
You like Titanic?
Yeah. But I mean, romance isn't like my...
Okay. Well, you know, typically girls love the romance movies.
Right.
The chick flicks.
Typically, yeah.
Most of these chick flicks always have one thing in common: adultery.
Okay.
Whereas you're going to leave the rich, you're going to leave
The
Billy
rich,
Zane,
yes.
Billy Zane for the bum,
The bum boyfriend.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Or
Tyler
the-
Perry
Or
movies.
Noah.
Yeah, right.
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling. So it had that every single movie, and I was like, it sounds nice on people because it's like,
Yeah.
yes, and I had to be in a hot bath after I saw him, whatever, because you saw a roast, and then 20 years later, no, what the hell? I bounced my head bad, you know, because this man now own the gas station across the road. He's a
Right,
millionaire,
yeah.
and this guy, so we can see Pep,
Yeah.
the ghost gang in rocking like how they used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, camera record down on them ghost gangs.
I mean, all the money from the rich guy and all the love in the world for the broke guy, neither of those things could totally fulfill me. So, you know, because all the feelings, you could love them every day. You could also love them if you're not together.
And
You're
you-
just loving yourself too.
You think the same way?
I have a little bit of a different perspective because of experience.
Oh.
So I was actually with this guy that was really rich, right? And he quickly started to propose and stuff like that. And then that's like about a week, a month of even meeting him. He actually proposed 6 times. Now he realized that I had a business and he wanted
play it,
to continuously transfer money to the account.
How much money?
Like 50,000, 100,000 and all of these things, right?
You're
And I
engaged
find it
now by
was
chance?
I was married. Now, that's
To the
a
guy?
different story. That's a different story, right? This one is what the rich guy I was talking about here. And it ended up being a scammer. It was dread. It was real serious. Road chase. I talking about climbing through the bathroom window in the nighttime while I'm sleeping. I live alone. No, shouldn't say that. It's got that bad. Yeah. Yeah, he's sneaking inside the house in the nighttime, and it got crazy when I actually realized that he was a scammer.
When you say
On
that,
Ian Allen, on the news.
so he was a millionaire though, at least? Mm-hmm. So he was a millionaire for scamming?
Right,
Oh.
but what he does is he get these young ladies to transfer the money into their accounts because all his accounts locked down and everything freeze up, and it was crazy.
Well, now I can understand the voice notes at this point because maybe this was just, that's not insecurity. That's him like making sure it doesn't happen again.
It was, yeah.
Is you see him?
No,
Oh, okay.
he's in jail right now. He got caught.
Oh my
It was,
gosh.
it was
It sounds like this
crazy.
Netflix show.
The Tinder show.
Tinder.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's my hero. That's my hero in life.
He
That's
was
my hero in
just-
life.
it was-
Because I mean, it worked.
They're very
Dumb
convincing. They're very
nonsense.
nice. They have all the money. They could give you everything. They could do whatever, but it's definitely not worth it.
And now you just want that regular Joe.
Yeah.
Understood.
Back to our safety.
So this is why we ask you questions, right? Because we can kind of gauge now from what you say where you are at in life. All right? Now, this is no psychic, sure shot, no, well, for sure, you want this kind of man. I ain't Uncle Cleo, right? But we just want to know, based on the age, where you are, your station in life, what your desire is, if it's really matching up with what arousal really says, all right?
And if it's actually attainable.
If it's actually a possibility or practical thing to achieve or go behind, right? But at the end of the day, we cannot say what exactly is in your head. All right, so this is just a gauge. All right, good. So
I like to feel safe and comfortable.
You don't like scammers.
No.
I was just joking
I thought this was going. I thought this was going to work out for a second, but I was watching. I was like, I can't wait to carry her to Uganda.
Call
with
back
me.
The Nigerians.
Yeah,
No
tell
way.
them. I was going to bring on Ebola with me, and then
Say, no, boy, Mugabe, be sorry.
and that was it. That was.
But yeah, all right. So I mean, we have a lot more to discuss. We just started to open the can of worms. All right. We started to go there because talk about it, dog. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it, right? I know
We do okay. What we like to do is field experiments.
Yeah.
So we out on the field because this sexual marketplace is quite interesting in terms of from an anthropological status. You see, yeah, and that's what we're gonna do. Anthropology. Anyway, from this island that we live on, we starting to get more Americanized, and everybody has lost their fucking mind. In terms of before, it was just prior to be arranged marriages or the community with a grody couple together. Now, because it has so many advent of social media, feminism, cable, life is easier, all these things, everybody has started going crazy. So on our field experiment last night,
Oh Lord.
we go into a place. I'm not going to call the place because
We can't call the place.
No, because I legit want to get a sponsor from our next one, our web series that we're going to start. But yeah,
Sorry.
I go there. He sits in the corner. First off, I get coast on for being a helpful good Samaritan
You did. Yeah.
for no reason.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, whatever. Then, when, okay, you used to beat bars before, used to be around. Not saying they are wrong the way Gyal, you too. So you would know. You know, at a point in the night where I guess the desperation is setting because you didn't get where you wanted to get. So it's okay, I'm going to try to. A point in the night is around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
Where are we talking about? Where are we?
A random bar.
Around that bar.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
outside.
that doesn't happen.
You have never gone to a club?
Yeah, but the desperation.
No, because
Pretty
privilege. Okay. In reality, you have a point where everybody looking to toot somebody, and who can get toot, just
Oh, God.
okay, you will do kind of vibe.
That's so unfortunate.
What you have to do is just literally just sit back and observe because it's like a feeding frenzy.
Wow.
It's hilarious to look at.
It's a shit show.
It's a shit show. So me and him in the corner, we in our little paraphernalia. By the way, we have
Merch.
merch. Good stuff. Anyway, you'll get the price on with any thing.
Don't worry. You have some new merch coming just now.
Good. Anyway, so in the midst of all of this now, a girl comes up. He points out something to me because he is like, hey, look what's going on over there. And I'm going to say the exact
Don't
words
say it.
because it was horrible.
Yeah.
I started laughing, and then it was a guy with two girls. Said one of the girls looked in our direction and came in our direction.
Beeline.
Beeline, straight.
Boom.
It had no reason to sit down there. She just sit down, bam. She just strikes a conversation. What happened? Oh, shit.
Okay,
Oh, we're in a
let's
speed.
go. No. Continue. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Oh, right. Beeline starts our direction. Starts a conversation. From starting the conversation, her friend comes. And I'm like, what is this? They body postured the male who was buying the drinks out of the said conversation. So it's chair, me and him in our corner, them around us, and then the guy on the outside, and they have their back to the guy that they came with.
Right.
So I'm thinking, what's going on here? In the corner now is our next girl who was
Yes. It was a feeding.
it was a feeding frenzy. And I was just like, what is going on tonight? Because, yeah. And these girls was pretty. No, these girls was pretty. They weren't ugly.
Still sad.
They weren't ugly. They weren't, not, trust me. Well, they weren't in the corner, at least.
Yeah.
So they start having
Debatable.
I had to go and make a beeline because I had to do extracurricular activity at 2 o'clock in the morning. That doesn't matter for this story.
Yeah.
Come back to the story. In the midst of it now, apparently they're swingers. But not the guy. So the guy is just tagging along to...
You see the driver or the pimp?
No, he's the husband.
Aye. Gosh.
What?
Say it by doggy way.
He's the husband.
Yeah.
So I just had to be like, wait, what? To the point where now you see the look on his face like, I kind of felt sorry for the lad.
Yeah, Dan was really not enjoying
Like he was like, I'm not really on this. I just want to be with my wife, cool, but she want this, and I kind of
had to do this.
had to do this. So please don't,
He's like, I really not that.
please don't have sex with my wife, basically. And I'm like, the next girl now, her husband comes out of nowhere, starts jumping the fence.
Oh, yeah.
Starts jumping the fence
Yeah.
to be like, what are you doing? So I'm
He's
like,
like jumping. You know, like
She did? You think-
a short dog, like,
I thought he told me he was going to be like that kind of shit. And all of this is happening in the same space.
Where's this?
Can't- we can't call it name, we
It's a
can't.
pretty decent
a
bar.
very popular bar.
Very popular
in
bar.
Woodbrook.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. In the Woodbrook area.
No.
That's
It's in the
fine.
west. It's in the west.
I understand.
Yeah. Trying to get some sponsored.
Yeah, it's the Woodbrook.
It's
Woodbrook is a big place.
I would say Port of Spain. Yeah, West Port of Spain.
That's fine. Cool.
It could be St. James. It could be Woodbrook. It could be whatever. But yeah.
So we saying all that to say, right? Though you ladies might have pretty privilege,
I consider call say average privilege as well, right? It have that.
it have that too as well.
Big up you,
because
Michelle.
it have below average as well. But there are a lot of ladies who, for want of a better word, don't experience life the way you might experience life.
I understand.
You know, and what we have to understand is that those people are in the vast majority. They are not in the minority. People like yourself in the minority. What's the chances that you go and find a millionaire who
Scammer, boyfriend,
millionaire
right?
scammer? That's a wild
That real cool though.
scenario.
At my workplace, they came.
Yes, that's a wild scenario. So
Big up you, Michael. Big up you.
yeah.
That's his actual. Oh, yeah.
No.
I was like, yeah.
Right, but that's a wild scenario, and these are the things that we really had to look at, because everybody walking around this place as though they could actually pull 6, 7, 8, or 9. Should I say 10 out of 10? And that is really the furthest from the truth.
And a 10 is a unicorn. They don't exist in reality.
In reality, if you're 10, that means you're walking with Jesus, like properly walking hand in hand with the man from Calvary. You know what I'm saying? That don't exist.
They don't exist.
But the delusion is rampant, you know, and for men as well, you know, because there's some men batting out the league, right? They stand up all the crease and trying to bat.
They're literally playing on Bear Jack.
Yeah. Basically,
Bear Jack.
so evolutionary psychology is something that we kind of interested. We actually are interested in it because this is where a lot is being missed in the whole scenario. A lot of people don't understand certain theories that exist because we have monkey brains. Our monkey brains have been the same that they've been for how much of a millennia. And 2023 is not some magical year that has changed our monkey brains. So when we try to introduce social sciences or social constructs into our monkey brain behavior, what we start doing is kind of mixing mud, you know, and telling people that they could get whatever they want to get because they feel like it is kind of contributing to the insanity that's pervasive in our culture.
And also, the lie, which is why I say about how much does the Ford Focus cost. Because arousal is arousal.
Yeah.
But then you trying to, okay, you decent lady, right? And hypothetically, you making all of these statements like, no, I would never do that because I'm a woman of class and character, blah, blah, blah. And then for some reason, God is just have you right in vision of me to see you at that low point when I could just be like, he wasn't saying this greasy shit yesterday, you know. But I'll keep it, let's put it back in my brain and just be like, you know, I know now. So every time I watch you.
She'd be like, well, you know, it is what it is. Yeah.
And you know which times I just have it right there. That's why you don't go to the bathroom in bars. That's why you don't go to leave the party early. Because for some reason, I just always be in that frame of mind to be like, wait now. Use now. Okay.
But
Okay.
it is what it is. Right?
But I keep a secret. So I don't tell anybody thing, but I'm just like, Yeah, I know.
We can't stop. We
Noted.
can't stop that from happening. You know, that's just our monkey brains. So we are monkey brain surgeons, and we literally are on the field doing our experimentation, testing our hypotheses, and making sure that we're not doing too much delusional pontification on this
Preponderance
podcast.
of
Yeah,
pondering.
preponderance of pondering
Of pondering.
on this podcast, right?
Okay.
So when we speak, it's from a place of genuine desire to see if this is in fact so. We're trying to get to the root of the problem or the root of the issue. Not so much to find a solution, because you might be able to find solutions for the madness that taking place, but so that people can actually hear that you're basically engaging in tomfoolery when you're below average, trying to get above average. So look at the man in the mirror, look at the woman in the mirror, and gauge yourself realistically. The ones with pretty privilege, well, they get through, right? But at the end of the day, that comes as a double-edged sword.
Because nobody takes you seriously.
Yeah. There's always try a shot.
They try to want to be taken for the intellectual capacity.
The
and-
sapiosexuals.
Yeah, and they be sapiosexuals.
Yeah, that's
You heard that term before? Are you a sapiosexual?
To an extent, I guess.
Oh, God, can I?
All right.
Can I leave? No.
no, don't leave, brother. Stay.
I signed more one way. If I heard the term one more time, I said
Stay.
walking off. Okay.
No, but she has the right to explain why you are sapiosexual.
To an extent, yeah.
Are you a sapiosexual as well, Monique?
I'm sorry, I'm not too sure exactly what it means.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. You breath of fresh air, you. Sapiosexual is like when you are attracted to intelligence. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
But what I think it is, honestly, is like when you are, okay, I can't get it Chad, but I just want to lower my standards a little bit. Okay, he kind of smart, he get through. That's why, because to me, that's always come down to.
Smartness. No, I'm not sapiosexual.
Jaycell disagrees.
Jaycell, I guess it's just different for me.
So,
I really just attracted to
Intellect?
intelligence, the way they speak, the kind of level of conversation they could have, the quality of that conversation.
so
That really actually matters to me.
what about if somebody, and this is a serious question, is masking their intelligence their whole life because they are that far ahead intellectually?
What does that have to do with me?
Okay.
Well,
So that
If they're
means,
That's a
masking
valid
it,
point.
then I'll never know about it, so therefore we can't connect. And then,
it never intersects. Understood.
and then we just don't, But if they break down that wall and then I get to know them and I find out that they're an intelligent person, then my interest is just a bit more than it would be for someone who can only talk to me about cars.
so you don't like 84s? Sorry.
She don't know why 84 is.
You had this whole week before I came late.
Yeah.
Okay, so the average IQ in Trinidad is 85.7, 0.27.
Okay.
So I made up a phrase, big up you, Cassie, wherever you're standing up.
Hold up yourself, tall man.
Yeah. So me and my tall compatriot, and our fellow anthropologist,
Yes,
comes
yes,
up with the term called 85, 84, and 81.
Okay.
So 84 is like, to me, the doy, kind of like, it's like, Jesus Christ, how do you turn on a light bulb?
Right.
85 is like, okay, you could kind of...
You could drive.
You could drive.
Yeah.
85.7, you don't have to look at the back of the copybook.
Okay. Okay.
You understand? And that's
Got you.
typical. So you don't like 85s.
No, intelligence is not just academic intelligence. Your emotional intelligence has to matter to me as well.
I talking about straight IQ because you said sapiosexual.
Right. But as he said, I have the right to explain what
Of
I
course.
mean,
You
right?
can be
So
listening.
I am attracted to the intelligence, the IQ has to be there to an extent. I'm not expecting, you don't need to be super smart with your PhD and all of these things. There are different levels of intelligence. But at the same time, if, like I said, you could be into cars, right? And you could have so much to teach me about cars. I would be interested if that's what you like. But if that's all you could ever talk about, you
Yeah.
can't ever talk about anything else. I can't talk about things I'm interested in without you somehow making a reference back to a car or something like that. My interest level is going to drop. That's just me.
And I
Wow, so true.
I really wanted to talk about my Skyline and I now get with the RB320 engine, my Subaru with the Nissan engine.
You see, it's not often see Pep Mendes be able to buy
Yeah.
Skylines and things now.
No, hey, right.
Yeah.
It's Ghost Gangs.
Yeah. Well, if you
You
only
are
listen to a certain type of music all the time, like our environment is always Trinidad, what am I going to do with that?
He's a consistent guy.
Good for that.
So you
Not,
like
my interest will
you-
not be consistent.
you like spontaneity.
No, not all the time, no.
What?
You don't have to be, in order
More
to
like
switch it up
variety.
sometimes, you don't have to be spontaneous.
Okay.
You can just have range. It doesn't have to be that we just switch it up all the time. No. But you have to have some depth to you.
Okay, so, I have to bring it back to the evolutionary psychology. Apparently, there are a lot of things that goes into female mate selection.
Okay, yeah.
All right, mate selection comes in the form of the fact that people could actually look at this man or the women are more selective than the men. Look at this man and say, hey, this man is somebody I want to have offspring with, right? Because chances are when the world was wilder and much harder, men used to have to do a lot more to acquire resources.
Ingenuity had to be stepped in.
So that mental capability to traverse life in a more ingenious manner would correlate or translate into a harder world where he'll be able to acquire resources without too much blowback or fall back on himself and his family. Right? Now that trait is something our monkey brains have hardwired into women. All right? Where she would see somebody who is a mover and shaker and knife, he quick-witted, he moving,
Yeah,
right?
scams. He's scams.
He's scamming. Right? And he'll be like, ooh, right?
A
Because
little too quick on the draw.
right. So these kind of guys would translate into on the plane where animals exist. They would be the tool makers, the engineers, the ones with the ingenious minds. That a woman would look at and say, hey, this person might be one of the more practical people to have offspring with, because he's the one that I see having the capability to lead me or my offspring into a much easier, safer life. So there is some truth to what she's saying, but at the end of the day, some people don't know what they're saying.
Facts.
Some people just say they're sapiosexual because
Is the trigger word? Oh, buzzword. Buzzword.
Just like everybody is woke.
yes,
And everybody's bisexual now.
Facts. No, I agree with you for sure. But there are some when they say that that's what they are. That's what it is.
yeah. So that's why you always have the right to explain,
Facts.
all right?
Or not.
Basically, all right?
Not talking about you, but like you understand. I hit in the bar, so every single time it's like, sapiosexual. I was like,
No, you're right. You're right.
it's like, mom.
They
trust
learn
me.
a new word, so I'm a sapiosexual.
We be in the mud.
I get you.
And then when somebody actually is intelligent, you
like,
can't
yeah.
handle the intelligence
Facts. Yeah.
because you're like a 4.
Good. So we're moving on now, right? Because at the end of the day, we had to leave certain things in the past and start to move on into a better way, right? So this relationship chronicle, right, is brought to you by
Oh yeah,
Bye.
kaisha wine. If it is not kosher, it's kaisha. Anyway, so you could break your bread with it. You could pretty much all your ceremonial feast and etc. It is simply $80 a bottle. Ladies, you've tasted it.
Yes, it tastes really nice.
She was having her own special blend.
No, don't call that drink. We don't
Special blend.
we don't condone
Beverage.
Matter of fact, turn that bottle around because I might be the camera. Anyway, but yes,
Yeah, we gotta take that one out.
yeah. So yes, so kaisha wine. Just remember, if it's not just kosher, it's kaisha.
Mazel tov. Good. So the relationship chronicles. You all have, of course, you have a vast array of stories that you could, you could pull from.
Well,
What we want to find out is what is the most interesting, either good or bad, thing that happened to. I'll start with Jaycell first because you're like so scared.
how much toxic
not
relationship?
scared.
How much toxic relationships have you been in?
Yeah. All right. Good or bad. The most interesting thing that happened to you in a relationship. All right. It could be recent. It could be current. It could be past.
Relationship is not boyfriend in secondary school unless it was consummated.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll count that.
Like the real relationship. The one where he was doing big woman things.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So, shoot.
The
Uh-oh.
most interesting thing.
When I say interesting, it could be this man jump out of maxi a day. And the about driver, I don't know that man.
I don't have that kind of energy around me, really. I don't
excellent.
Really have it.
Right.
And
Oh
for
my!
real, no, for
No,
real.
hear this now.
Okay.
When I
have
I'm
the-
being 100.
I have the canny ability to listen to a woman, and now I'm just hearing the Miles Davis every single time.
All right, cool.
No, when I say
Adios.
relationships,
Yeah.
we're not talking situationships like you were talking about last time. You asked me about relationships. I would say
Alright.
then I had 2 relationships.
So, what's the most
right?
memorable thing you have from original? Was the thing that you learned Something that you learn that you keep with you to this day. Something that happened to you that changed your perspective on life.
That I needed to learn how to have boundaries for myself and for other people.
Do explain.
Okay. All right. So my last relationship, I would say that was probably, usually I would take time, right? So like the boyfriend I had before that, we were together for 5 years. I dated him for like 6 months before that. And then we were friends for about 2 and something years before that. So this person, really knew me
Right.
and stuff. And I mean, once I'm in a relationship, I tend to focus there, so I close a lot of other avenues for conversation and stuff, and I try to focus on my relationship. But I didn't really have a lot, because of how I was raised, I didn't really have a lot of boundaries. So sometimes I would really not want something, or I don't like it, or I want to speak up on it. But sometimes I would, like the anxiety of, oh gosh, how are we going to take this? What going to be the fallback of this? And all of that. That used to be like a huge thing for me. So
you wanna
sometimes
push
I would
over.
end up in a situation way longer than I should have, or I'd end up dealing with something for way longer than I should have. And that, after I left that relationship, the next one I got into kind of sped all of that up. It was like, if you didn't have a boundary and you didn't know how to articulate that and then stand by it, then I found myself overrun, by this person, what this person needs and this person's opinions. And oh my gosh, it was horrid.
And the person you just become encompassed by this person.
Truly, I did feel like that, like emotionally, mentally. I'm at work and this person is calling me 12 o'clock midnight. I woke tomorrow, they're calling me because they have stuff they want to say,
So
and
this brings me to the question.
yeah.
Have you ever cheated in a relationship?
When I was younger, yeah, I did.
Okay.
Providence. She went convert.
Yeah.
She's a convert.
What? Oh, seriously?
Yeah. When we say convent, we mean
It don't matter.
St. Joseph's Convent, Port of Spain. That's you.
No.
That is convent.
Yeah. You did
should-
what?
Which one you went?
That one.
Yeah.
St. Joseph's Convent.
I sense it in the force, I sense it at convent.
There's the convent the teachers used to warn us about.
Yeah.
Which is why? What is?
We can't tell you what school we went to.
Why?
I went CPAP college. Yes.
Oh God! Oh
Oh,
God!
yeah.
It's something serious now.
That's not serious.
Secondary school.
Secondary school.
What wrong with the boy?
What school do you think I went?
I don't do this guessing thing. Just tell me.
Don't guess. Don't worry. Because we ask any questions here, right? Don't worry. So, you said you cheated, right? What is something that you would take away from that experience? Would you do it again if you had to? Okay.
Because now I know how to walk away from something when I don't want it anymore.
Even if the man begging, please stay.
Yeah, but what is he begging me for?
Singing Tyrese and Jaheim and
Please
thing.
stay in the situation that's not making you happy.
Even
Can't
if-
beg me to do that.
Even if it's a
anymore.
marriage?
No, but you say I've never been married, so I can't answer that.
Do you intend on being married?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Do I intend on being married this year? No. Do I want to be married next year? Probably not either.
No, well, when you get married, you don't know, but that should be it.
I would like for that to be the case.
Sweat luck. Yeah. So when you get married, that's it.
I would like for that to be the case.
Understood.
And I guess the reason I'm saying it like that is because if I'm in a marriage, I will try my hardest to make it work. But if ultimately it is not...
It's how she say work. That's how I knew it was the convent. She says it.
It's the R's. It's the R's.
Work,
Yeah.
I say, convent.
All right, cool. So this is something that I really appreciated that you had the bravery to speak on, because a lot of women will lie and never say that they've cheated before. Although this is 2023, a woman a little bit more liberal and they don't really have much qualms in saying what they really want to say.
Because men just claim, a lot of men, they claim that they want you to be honest. They want the woman to be honest. They want truthful.
Yeah.
Until you speak your truth and oh God is the feelings about it. Oh my gosh, like they're holding on to a truth that they asked for.
Right.
But like they can't handle it.
Hey,
so it's like, what is the purpose of being
There
this
she is there.
truthful person?
Yeah, here we go.
If you're really in this space, is not really safe for truth.
Okay. So
He fell out of the bunker there.
yeah, put it on.
I think it was cerebral rocking there. That's when Miles did.
My cerebellum.
Yeah. Does he high note? That's what?
Okay. That's excellent work, right? Excellent work. The thing is, right? We believe everything you're saying. Usually we don't believe a shit of what some women is be saying.
Because they have the
Just be
inability
lying.
to tell the truth.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Good. The issue here is we will segue into that, right? So we're sticking a pin into that. And we need
Let's
to
go.
get
Let's
to
go to toxic red flag here.
Oh my God! What?
Let's go to red flag. Let's go
Why did you?
the red flag chronicles.
She's like, you call her red flag, big dog?
No.
Flag.
Are you calling me?
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa. No. Whoa.
No, she is saying
Making sure.
that
You
you're
have-
attracted to
Yeah.
the red flags on them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what you say. Yeah.
Get ready for speed, guys.
All right. So your most memorable, which we kind of interested to find out about
The reddest flag.
the reddest flag you ever had, the PNM.
All right. So
Do so.
my life is like a movie,
Oh, okay.
and because it has been that way since I was 17,
Okay.
I got accustomed to the drama. So sometimes when it calm, I just get bored. Let's do things like come here. No, I mean I just being real. But most interesting. So much.
No.
Okay, I will
Start
talk
anywhere.
about one that was lasted the longest.
Okay.
Right? I was in a relationship, married, and this guy adored the floor that I walk on. He was
Right.
Wait, let's
Anything.
play the song now. Running. It's on the button. It's on it.
Run it.
He probably
So I have a question. We'll explain the Simpsons.
Is that simple? Simple. Is that simple? So,
What age were you married at?
I was 20. Yeah, I was 20.
Okay. So many would argue that that was in the prime of your
Fertility.
your sexual marketplace value.
on fertility, etc.
20, 21. That's what they would say, right? Many would argue that.
Right.
Right? Okay, so carry on.
Right. So yeah. So I was with him from 17, 18, 19, 20. Then I got pregnant.
Question again. How old was this said gentleman?
Right. So about that, I had no idea how old he was. He lied about everything.
Oh,
But when I
no.
started to dig up and do my research, now I was locked inside as a child where we lived. No neighbors, no anybody. So I didn't know anything about anything. Now this person was one of the first people out the street from by me. I didn't even know anything about anything, right? And they would feed me money.
Mr. Bazi,
So I started to like it.
Mr. Bazi, could you bring this girl on every other episode? Because we gotta go down these
Yeah, we
red
gotta-
flag chronicles one after the next until all have been exposed.
Oh Lord, my poor granny. Yeah. All right. Continue.
So how I ended up there, I had a problem in the household with my parents, and my
Right.
mother left, and then my father left with my little sister. So it was just me with my violent brother. So I either choose to stay and get next to my brother, or go by this person who is giving me thousands of dollars on a weekly basis, his entire pay. By the way, I didn't know that. So I ended up there, and then I stayed because food, water, lights, vehicle, job, house, car, everything. I was comfortable.
So stick up in it. We're going right into that, right? What I wanted you to understand from this, so that other people who listen to this would understand evolutionary psychology, would call a man like that a sneak breeder or a sneak mate. Sneak mate. All right?
He
This is-
groomed.
this is somebody who will get,
Oh, he was 37. I didn't know.
holy shit. This is somebody who will get to young ladies before they have the ability to access better men. You
Yeah.
know?
When
They
his
do it
whole pay is he getting 1,000, what was this? What he was doing?
Well, if I say what he was doing, then everybody will know exactly who it
Don't worry
is.
about that. But this is
Can't-
this
yeah.
is the most important part to acknowledge. That
Jesus.
sneak mating is a real thing. All right. Another evolutionary psychology that process that takes place. A lot of young ladies, I wouldn't say fall victim, but are accosted by men who don't have what it necessarily takes to compete in
With
the
Sexual market.
sexual marketplace. So these are like the maxi conductors, the involuntary celibates who just basically don't have other options.
He was a manager in a factory.
Yeah. So he basically was living a life of quiet desperation. All right. And here you came along with a young, naive.
What, no, but
self.
you married? Like,
Married
Yes, of course.
in the church.
Yes, of course. All right. So
yo.
sneak mating is a real thing.
Yo.
Right? Got your little daughters, got your sisters. These things happen. Right?
I understand that now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you had
Yeah.
a kid with him.
I do have a child.
With
Yes,
him?
with him. Mhm.
Yes. Yeah. So basically that's what took place. We can't social psychology this shit out of that. That just happens. Right?
Damn.
So continue.
Right. So when I got pregnant, he didn't want to do child.
Okay.
So he locked. Now the house is the way how it is burglar proof and right around. It had these locks that you could only open and close with the key.
A deadbolt, yeah.
Right. He locked me inside until it was time to make the child. Yeah, I almost died.
So let me ask because the listeners need to understand this, right? So you were locked away for how many months?
Like Rapunzel, like that shit.
In 2014. Yeah, I'll never forget that. I literally X off the days on the calendar. Yeah.
So,
It was crazy. But yeah.
Give this girl a jersey, please.
yeah, you,
That is what
you got
happened.
jersey.
I learned, and this is the reason, the beginning why you all said when it is you want somebody which is a rich husband with everything,
yeah.
and I would
But he was
100% just choose a broke nigga that love me unconditionally and genuinely.
But technically, he was a broke nigga that loved you unconditionally.
a broke nigga.
Well, I mean, he wasn't rich, but from what I was accustomed to what he was in, it was
Rich to you.
right
Okay.
at the point in time.
Okay.
Right? Because
Yeah.
I learned in a Christian home that
So you're going against
be
Bible
with
now.
some.
Oh,
That's a different story.
oh.
That you be with somebody who is settled and who is they have the house, the car, the job, and the
They maintaining
security.
you, minding you.
right.
Yeah.
I didn't know that I didn't want that in my life at all. I thought that was what it's supposed to be. I thought that is how it was supposed to be, and I was just happy there until I was locked inside.
So would you say that you have from that experience trust issues with the masculine gender?
Of course.
All right. And in the way of getting over these issues, you know, I'm not going to delve into any Dr. Phil. Because
Right.
they know Black Dr. Phil here, right?
This Black Doctor Phil, by the way. You can call him Black Doctor Phil.
I'm not going to delve into that. But what we got to figure out now, not figure out, but question. Was it due to this experience that you would have put yourself in probably dangerous situations in the future from that point?
I believe so.
Yeah? Okay. So, again, I really harping on the evolutionary psychology part of this because this is something that is more rampant than we might think.
Because technically, she get imprinted. What you saying is she get imprinted by like our red flag. So now our red flag is the standard operating practice.
Not to pontificate on your life, you know, because respectfully, this is something that's deep-rooted trauma. You know, so we're really not trying to make it into a whole debatable issue or whatever the case is. You know, but at the end of the day, it's something that can help somebody else. You know, and being that as it may, you're still experiencing pretty privilege, right? So you would find that what you have to say would be more impactful to younger females, you know, in your kind of range or place in life. You know, so this is a wow. It really is a movie.
That wasn't the end though,
thank you
because in
very
the
much.
beginning
Carry
you
on,
asked
carry on.
also if it was straight or bi or something like that, right?
Okay.
And this is where I actually got confused in life. Because the first clinic day that I went to, which was coming on to the ending, I had to go. I stole the key and I printed it. So I was able to come outside. And then there was another young lady across the road from me
Colombiana shit,
that
man.
I didn't even know existed. She also was making a child same time as me. And we met.
Okay.
And because my husband at the point in time would leave home 4 o'clock in the morning, for sure he ain't coming back until 11 in the night.
Okay.
Working, right? Because I don't even know why. Right. So she would come over. And we would be there
Right.
with our 2 babies. My son was April and her daughter was June. So they were basically the same age.
I know, they slowly start.
Yeah, we were basically living together because he's gone for sure from 4 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. And then her, child father also was abusive. So she would run from across the road to buy me. I was her safe space and she was my mental safe space also. And we started to live together. And then I came up with this big plan that we're going to run away and whatever.
Thelma and Louise.
But
Yeah.
I left and she didn't.
Damn.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that was that.
That was
He
I
never
mean,
wanted
some
the
heavy
child
stuff.
anyways, so it
So-
wasn't a problem to just
Get divorced,
Yeah.
divorce, and wow.
Are you divorced?
no.
All right. Cool.
Sorry, I just told myself he just old and he would die just now. And that's probably something bad to think.
So we have a lawyer. We have a lawyer on the panel, right? I think she might be able to.
Shalom.
You know,
I'm not a lawyer. I have my law degree.
Okay.
for the sake of this, it's close enough. All right. How does this affect the chances of actually acquiring the man that she really, really wants or wants to have? Do you really want to be married in the future?
I don't know.
You know?
I don't think so.
What do you want for the remainder of
I want to travel the world with my son.
Okay.
okay.
Understood.
If I have company, great.
It don't matter
Good
if it's
company.
don't matter if it's male or female. Just, you don't want a relationship company
Yeah.
or
Like a relationship company, somebody to be there with me to go through the experiences together. I want to travel the world. I want to do things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already settled, have my place, I have my job. Well, I own my own business. I have my vehicle, I have my son. I don't need anything else from anybody. I just want to travel the world happily, safely, with no scammers. You know, and
So we played this song, Mike, right? Simpsons, right? And what that really is, this is all part of the perspective reset. Because I would go on and on until my last breath about the reason why we should stay away from simps and promiscuous women. Because that is the concoction to make our society, the fabric of society, decay. And this man was allowed to perpetrate what he had to perpetrate, wherever he was, right? That's a real scummy move. Scummy person. Yeah, it is what it is, right? And what that actually bred was a cycle of improper living. I want to say it in a real sense.
it's not a stable.
It's not stable.
Stable.
You know, that instability was bred by this man bringing his lack thereof or lack of whatever he thought he had into a relationship setting. Okay? And the reset that we really need to start looking at is that as a collective consciousness, humans, particularly Trinidadians, we have the ability to start weeding all these people from the sexual marketplace. But the problem is people have to start getting braver like yourself and speaking out more on the ills that really are hiding in the shadows, right? Because that was a crime.
That was that was a lot.
That's a-
yeah, they actually asked me if I wanted to take it to the high court. I was like, just forget it.
yeah, that's
And you just leave it.
Yeah,
Damn.
makes some sense.
right. But ladies,
Okay.
so obviously there are biases that we experience in the sexual marketplace, right? The sexual liberation, the simp epidemic that I was just talking about.
Yeah. You understand what we mean when we say that?
The simp epidemic.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess you'll just find that it's rampant. A lot of sims out there.
You understand what that simp is?
Do you know what that?
You explained it a little while ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
These are men who are not necessarily on, or for want of a better phrase or terminology, trying to build. They're not builders. They're actually the opposite of a builder. Okay, they're users. They basically don't have what it takes to maintain or build any kind of situation. But they will try to acquire a female of the highest order by either lying, paying the whole salary when the month comes. You know.
She runs the show
Yeah, basically, right?
and his life and etc.
Yeah. So these people live a quiet life of desperation. And this is, in fact, if you look at it from a criminology point of view, these are the people who are more violent in society. They commit more crimes. They are living at a substandard level due to the fact that they're not the elite, or I wouldn't even say elite. They're not the people that we actually depend on for society to run. All right? But somehow, these are the men who are being looked at as potential candidates for fathers and husbands. All right? The culture, the music, The culture.
I don't know. I don't know. You're giving this kind of skeptical look on your face, like,
Why?
I don't know. I'm interested to know what's going on up here. Right?
Yeah.
Just listen for now.
Okay.
I'll chime in a bit.
All right, cool.
Okay.
All right. So we really don't, I don't mean to be harsh on men, but it's time for us to start pulling up our socks, our waistcoats, putting it on, and actually being
Men.
better men.
I agree.
You know?
Men. And
Yeah, actually be men.
not you have a penis, because what's going on now is, you know how WAP is?
Sorry?
WAP. We're like that song Cardi B and whatever. WAP, right? Whatever. So the trade-off for our WAP now is now the male equivalent of our WAP, our wallet and our
Okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
wallet and our perk, basically. Or wallet and protection. So you might be big and husky, like what happened last night.
Oh boy. Oh, the
Yeah. Yeah. He might be big and husky, but then he there for just, well, he either have money, he could protect you, but you're not really interested in this guy. You look into our next guy.
Some arbitrary
So if
purposes.
some next person you don't want, hey, this person harassed me, and then he fighting with some random man, he made in the jail, and you just like, it's happened. And this has happened quite a lot.
reality.
Nearly happened to me out the road when I was coming in.
It's a reality.
It is.
All right. So we have a little time. Right? So toxic masculinity is something that's widely used in this space right now. Right. I would argue that there is no such thing as toxic masculinity. All right.
Why?
Is that you're masculine or you're toxic? There are toxic people. There's masculine people, masculine men, and then there are feminine women. You know. But to say toxic masculinity is basically putting what a man really is in a bad light. I would argue that it's really in our best interest to have masculine men in our gene pool. Because without the masculine men, there would be no enforcement of the protection of the woman. It's a masculine man who are the protected from the psychopath who looking to rape and steal and do the most. The transgender men who trying to come and take over female spaces.
And sometimes the masculine man is the one who's actually perpetrating.
But then he's not a masculine man.
The man,
He's just a toxic person.
you talking about like the
Looks
women.
masculinely.
Like, and I'm not talking about you buff, you know. We're not talking about that.
His comportment, his behavior, his general mindset. If he's a masculine man, he wouldn't purport the things that you're talking about.
His emotion does not dictate his
He's
actions.
stoic. All right?
I understand.
Yeah, so that's a toxic person. Right? So we need to differentiate between masculinity and toxicity.
I understand.
Right?
So he might be big, he might be buff, he might be good looking, he might look like Brad Pitt and Troy. However,
My favorite movie.
because there's a toxic moment in that movie, and I really,
Which one?
the part, you know, I bring this up all the time. Don't want to sweat. I'll talk about this just now.
But we digress. All right?
Yeah.
Moving on. I would also argue that feminism is a deceitful adversary
To women.
to women. It has blinded women to the fact that the very rights that they are fighting for have to be upheld and enforced by the men that their misandrous views seek to subculture. All right?
Okay.
You understand where we're going with this, right?
My issue with that, in terms of that, would be, especially in the Caribbean at least, because I don't really care what's going on in the States. We hear, I mean, yes, it's world politics, blah, blah, blah. However, I realize black girls, Indian girls, because that's the majority of females here, the majority of races,
that's-
Douglas, whatever, like the little Spanish, whatever. We allowed the white woman in Europe and England to come and chain all the way up to fight her fight that she had against the same person who was oppressing all of us. And at no point in time we was in slavery together. We was in slavery together. We wasn't oppressing you.
Our culture is not the European or the American.
We weren't oppressing you. But then, we being oppressed, but not by us. And then you just took on fight that battle with her. She said, you. And you did most of the fighting in the battle. And now you, most unmarried, most single mothered, most whatever. And she was like,
Yeah.
Here's something.
So we go. And that is the deceitful adversary that we were talking about.
Yeah, let Becky take your chain all the way up.
From the 1960s, the suffragette movement was basically white women who had a problem with their white husbands.
Yeah.
And they kind of enlisted the help of other races to kind of make the movement a little bit stronger. So black women of color, never really had the issues that white women faced.
And when I say that, I mean, yes, you were being oppressed, but you weren't being oppressed by your husband.
No.
Because he was also oppressed by the same person oppressing you. But nobody turned and said, it was a white man. Right. We was like, no, it's men.
So this is our little call for unity, right? In our culture, locally, that there's no such thing as a divide. Men need women, women need men. We have to live with each other because at the end of the day, humans are the only species that somehow seem to forget that we're here to procreate and carry the species forward. So we need each other. Look at the little ducks. The ducks is be walking, male duck in front, female duck behind, and the offspring in between, right? They need each other to survive. The woodpeckers, you name any animal, they need each other to survive. But somehow we try to divide from each other because it's become more self-oriented and selfish.
It stopped being community. It just started being what I want, my career, me, right? And the children.
So we really need to forge that unity of thought because, of course, sex is seen from a completely different perspective between men and women. We see sex differently to women, right? There's no lie. We understand that we could kind of compartmentalize sex, whereas a woman might see sex in a little bit of a more nuanced way, right? But at the end of the day, it is what it is. That is because you are the one who has the greater burden to bear when it comes to sex. So you need to be a little bit more selective. You need to be a little bit more perspicacious about sex, right? But it doesn't mean that you or men, however, are about, or masculine men to that point, are about dominating you and oppressing you to the point that you wouldn't be able to be a feminine divine, might I say so. Right? Might I say so. Right? So it's really necessary for our species because, again, unlike any other species, we are here for the proliferation of the future generation, right? When you turn 60 and 70, you want your son to be living in a world where men are respected, right? Where men are appreciated.
By the woman.
By the woman. Not in a world where you're seeing him being degraded and emasculated by his wife in a club.
It's a conversation I've heard a man had with his child mother. He was just like, you wouldn't want to see a girl treating your son the same way you treat me. And that's happened a lot now. In the kind of co-parenting situation, shits are going on now.
Basically. All right, so those were my final words on the topic. Anything you want to say?
No.
Nah.
That looks nice, man.
You're playing that politics thing now. You're politicking.
Don't be afraid. Just say what you need
You're
to
doing
say.
this.
No, you guys were doing a lot of the talking just now.
Okay.
So I was doing a lot of the listening.
All right, we're ready to listen.
No, my final words on what exactly?
On the whole feminine and masculine need to come together.
Oh, I agree with that. I've always that's why when I was wondering if I could like females, I realized I can't have a girlfriend because I definitely agree that there needs to be the masculine and the feminine, in that union. I think there are things she cannot do without him and there are things he cannot do without her.
Okay.
I think there needs to be some sort of balance between the two of them, and sometimes there will be areas where she is the leader in certain aspects. There are going to be areas where he has to be the leader in certain other aspects. And I think mutual respect for his role and for her role, and then for their role as it now relates to the children.
Of course.
I firmly believe in that. That's why, that's why I know now I'm straight, because that is what I am looking for. And that's what I could offer.
So it'll be like a...
Go ahead, finish.
It'll be like a 50-50 arrangement or the man is here at the home. What's the situation?
I don't think life is that static that there would always just be a 50-50 arrangement. And then I also would leave that up to the man, what he is able and capable to do, what is making him comfortable. I would try to make that space for him to be comfortable, but his comfort, of course, has to allow for my comfort as well.
Of course. So you need him to be a masculine man, say
sure.
what he needs, build his life, and you will be there to support him.
Yeah, and then I too need to be able to be who I am and speak my truth and feel respected as well.
Okay. Final words?
on the topic. On the topic.
I was listening very well to what you all were saying, and I believe that it's true. We need a little bit more unity because a lot of females, and I'm just going to say, they tell themselves because they could do this and, it could probably put on a blocks or something. And he could drive. Yeah.
Put on a little. What do you put on?
We could do.
Construction.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
They
Right.
build their house.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
You come and build my house
I'll
in
show you.
Israel.
But yeah, that doesn't mean that you're better than anybody else, or that, especially feminists in the classes. Oh my God, I could cut grass with a worker, so I better than a man. Or I could work, I making money, I better. No, you shouldn't be better than a man. You shouldn't count yourself as better than anybody, but be better than what you are, and just be the best of what you want to be instead of comparing. And I think that might help with the unity a little bit
Okay.
on both sides.
Man.
I think in both of these guys like some Kuva and from East.
To the put
You see the East-West corridor, it did not get corrupted
Has
as
been infiltrated.
yeah, it hasn't been in the West. Oh my God!
The rest
Oh
is
my, the West gone.
Hades.
It's we in Tartarus now. we in Tartarus with the West. The West stoking some greasy shit. Meanwhile, most of the people in the West are living extremely privileged lives.
Yeah. They're out of touch.
What actually going on?
Yeah.
They're going down the islands, they're on yachts, these kind of things, and it's like you're not really living here. Like you don't actually work when the day comes, kind type shit. So they don't understand what relationship is, because at the end of the day, they're just gonna be, oh yeah, just gonna marry a cousin and just run this company or whatever.
Fighting with my friend, fighting with.
But bro, I didn't make up these rules. That's what we all know what we're talking about.
All right, cool. All right, so final word is from our sponsor, Raw Dog TT. Dog owners, ready to boost your dog's health and happiness? Introducing Raw Dog TT, the ultimate choice for vibrant, natural nutrition. Give your companion the power of raw feeding, shiny coats, boundless energy, and a strong immune system. Join the Raw Dog TT family today and unlock a journey of vitality. Visit Raw Dog TT on Instagram and start your furry friends' raw revolution. Raw Dog TT, raw love, thriving life. Raw Dog TT, nourish the adventure.
You actually just do a drum roll for that.
Nice.
Right, so everything was set up the right way.
We still recording, no?
Yeah, I know. We have to tell them again. That's
That was the show.
All right, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you didn't even press the proper thing.
You want to get it? That's all, folks.
No. Weird. No, hold on.
Playing after.
Oh, okay. That was it.